Hello, my name is Justin Fields. My major is communications. I'm a senior here at Bowie State. I'm also a part of the SPR group here at Bowie State. I work for the digital media team, and today we're going to be interviewing the blog writing team.
Hi, my name is Donna. I am a senior. My major is communications, public relations.
Oh, sorry. My name is Janae. I'm also a senior, and my major is communications with a focus in public relations as well.
Okay, good. And going straight right into it. With the first question, what is the project and the overall goal for your team?
So as the blog writing team, our main project is to submit blogs to go onto the SPR website. Our goal is to write 3 blogs for each person on our team and have them all published.
Okay. And for the second question, what are the roles/positions within your team?
I can go first. My role is scheduling tactics, and what that actually means is that I'm keeping a record of when we're submitting blog posts to Dr. Daniels to review, and we're waiting for revisions. And while that is happening, someone else is working on the next blog post. So as soon as that post is approved, whether we have to edit it and then send it back to her, but when that post is approved, that is then posted to the SPR website, and then we submit another post. So it's kind of like a cycle of repetitiveness to it, but we're all just trying to, our main job as the blog team is to have enough content to add to the website.
Okay.
And just to piggyback off of what Donna said, roles and positions are more so just to make sure that we're all staying consistent and submitting our blogs in a timely manner, making sure we're taking care of any revisions that are given, and then making sure that they are published.
Question 3, why did you choose to be a part of your blog writing team, and why did you choose the role within your team?
Okay, I can go first on that one. I chose the blog writing team because I get to choose what I want to write about, as long as it relates to PR, of course. And since I'm interested in fashion and entertainment, there's like a multitude of things that I can discuss within PR with that. So that, and it also, gives me the ability to even learn things I didn't know. So I chose this team because I want to say freedom to write what I'm interested in.
Okay, I like that.
So I feel like I chose the team because I've always enjoyed writing. And then like Donna said, it allows you to kind of be creative because there's so much you can write about in PR. And so kind of let's brainstorm and come up with different ideas and just write about what you want to write about.
Okay. And for the next question, are there any strategies? And if so, what strategies would you guys be using to complete your project within your team?
So I guess one of the main strategies I would say is just brainstorming, kind of you have to plug into your creativity as well, because there is so much in PR to write about. So kind of just narrowing it down and making sure that you're able to write the blogs.
Okay. Next question. What will you guys be bringing to the table that will help impact or help your team?
I think I bring to the table a sense of like making sure everyone is accountable, that everybody do what they say that they're going to do, that we are in college, and we are, although we are in college, we are adults, so there has to be a sense of accountability on top of being responsible, because this is just not a one person's grade. This is the group grade. So how our grades so kind of depend on how we interact with one another, communicate, making sure things are on time. And so yeah, I think that's my answer.
That's good. All right, on to my next question. During the remainder of your project, what do you plan to work on? Do you have any like small goals, any small achievements that you want to achieve within the team?
Well, um, just working on blogs, making sure that they're in a timely manner. My small goal that I want to achieve is basically to become a better writer. That's my whole purpose of even being on a blog team, because you know, criticism do suck sometimes, but it does make you stronger if you're willing to do the work and learn something and be open and mindful. Because criticism all the time it's not about, oh, you were bad, you may not be good at this or anything like that. No, it's like, hey, try this direction, take this approach, maybe this works better for you, because sometimes we have to try different angles till we find the right one. So and also, like, I would say, I'm willing to admit, I sucked at writing once upon a time. So it was many trials and tribulations and reading, those professor comments and just like taking it in and just kind of like really studying and learning different styles and like really studying how I was writing and my audience. That was another thing. I had to learn the audience I was writing for, and that made me a better writer, because I will admit I wasn't the greatest. So yes.
I understand. Okay. Are there any specific topics or discussions that you guys would like to cover and within your group?
So I'll say maybe not specific topics, but I will say that one of our main goals was also just to show how diverse PR can be. And so, with that being said, we are not just talking about like what's going on in music, entertainment. We can talk about sports, and we can talk about fashion, and we can talk about the medical aspect of it as well. So just kind of just bringing everything to the table, just showing how diverse it is overall.
Yeah, okay. For the next one, have you guys faced any obstacles while working within your team?
So I guess even piggybacking, sorry, off the last question. One of the main obstacles is kind of just narrowing it down because PR is so diverse. I know me, even myself personally, when it came time to think of my topics for the blogs, I found myself kind of, I guess, overthinking it, because I'm like, there's so many things you can write about, trying to narrow it down.
Okay.
And so I would say that was the main obstacle.
Was there any way you overcame this? Like, how did you overcome the obstacles?
So funny story, actually, I kind of just picked out, I guess, like things in my life that I was kind of going through at the moment, or thoughts that crossed my mind. And I said, well, how can I tie this into PR? And so if I was thinking about something, I know one of the topics that I decided to do for my blog is like PR, like the world of tattoos. Like, can people with tattoos or covered in tattoos be successful in the PR world? And literally it's because I was watching Ink Master and I thought of it. I said, well, this can tie into something, and that's kind of how I overcame it.
Understandable. And on to the next question. What do you enjoy the most about working with your team?
My favorite part about working with my team, although we do have one male on the team, however, I love working with Black women. And I'm gonna tell you why I love working with these Black women, because let me tell you, I am like, I am very wordy when I write. And then, but however, they're always there, me like, hey, y'all, can y'all look at this? Or how does this sound? Or blah, blah, blah. And they were like, oh, this sounds good, but, take this out of it, or, because, time wise or whatever. But always the feedback is always great. And it's always like, I don't like, it's those moments when you're like, Lord, I don't know how to do this. I don't know what Dr. Daniels wanted us to think, how she wanted to think about this. And he'd be like, oh, girl, you got this. And it's just that enthusiasm that Black women bring to the table that I love. Like, it's because it's like the thing you needed, but you didn't know you need to not just for an assignment just to get through a day, just to think about, like,
Mhm.
when you're having those moments alone and you're like, you thinking you can't do something, but you think about something like a project from the past, such as this, and you're writing, you're like, I don't know where I'm gonna get this from. I don't know. And then you think of something somebody said, you know, that has an impact on you, like, girl, you got this, girl, listen, we all have our moments, but we recover. So
Mhm.
that's my favorite part. Not to dismiss the male, however, ain't nothing like working with Black women. I'm sorry.
Very motivating, very
Agreed.
motivating. And with the next one, what knowledge or skills have you guys gained while working within your team?
I well, I think leadership. Although I have always been sort of like a leader, I've always kind of like have been drawn to leadership roles, but sometimes um I want to say like kind of like getting insight from other people and how they look at things and how they put their puzzles together, and it makes sometimes it'll make you think different, like, oh, I didn't think about it that way, oh, you could do it that way, oh, that is a better option. It's kind of like, I think, in my personal opinion, I think with this team in particular, we kind of feed off each other a little bit.
Mhm.
So, and we all bring something, we're all adding something to the table. So
Okay, okay.
I would say it's helped make me an even better writer. This being in this group, because like I said, I've always enjoyed writing, but just like having to find topics, and I guess like the actual structured design around writing a blog, because it's not so much like an article, like a report or something, like it's its own unique kind of structured writing piece. And so I've enjoyed kind of like looking into how to more skillfully write
Mhm.
a blog.
Okay, okay. And for the last question, how do you think working with your team would help impact your future?
I think okay, well, this is my first PR project that I have done. I know it's in college. So I think this being my first SPR project, I think is setting me up for the future as far as like how I do when I do step into PR, how I work with team in PR. Because it's still, I think, even when I finish college, there still will be a learning curve because I'm new, on whatever when I step into a PR team. So I think there would definitely be a learning curve. However, the tools that I'm learning here on how working with people and how a PR project should go, and who has this role and who does that, I think that's setting me up for that's setting me up in the future for working well with other people. I think that's how I'm going to answer that one. Yeah.
That's a good answer. Good answer.
I'm literally going to say the same exact thing. So this is the first, I would say this is the first true class I've ever taken where the entire structure of the class was like one big group assignment in a way, if you will. So I definitely think it's allowed me to have better teamwork skills, team building skills. I know usually when you're in like a college course, there may be one or two group assignments at the most, but never one where like the entire class was designed around like working in a team to create a PR plan, working in a team to accomplish a goal such as a blog or even YouTube. And so I definitely think that I'm going to take these skills with me in the future because it's going to allow me to work better with teams, whether it be in work or other classes I take.
Okay, okay. Well, those were all some great answers. This is actually the conclusion of the Bowie State blog writing team's interview. I appreciate you guys for the time. Thank you so much. And you guys have a good day.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.